Last time, on the Titans of Alterra, Relnor Windhelm, it is with every honor and right afforded me as High Captain that I present you with your father's bow. I bestow it to ye now, along with the rank of Captain.
As my first act as captain, I get to choose my crew, correct?
Aye.
Joan, Delphin, Winnie,
Yes.
you're hereby assigned to my crew.
Oh, Captain! Captain!
I'm leaving the city, and I think you should too. Your golem, I suppose, has been transported to a beachhead further south. From what we heard you did on the Gnome Island, we're gonna need all that kind of help we could get. The camera starts to slowly zoom out on the five of you sitting around the campfire, and the title appears, The Titans of Alterra. That is the end of Act 1, everybody.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Titans of Alterra, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play for gamers of all ages. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Delphin.
Winnie.
Relnor for some reason.
Relnor's best friend.
all right.
I
Well,
almost went Relnor. And I don't know why that urge came over me. Like, I wasn't trying to be goofy.
all right. Well, the gang's all here, and we're going to jump right into it.
My favorite way to jump.
You guys are all currently asleep at the camp of Terry Turducken on a beachhead that's south of Lestrade. Okay, Dalphin is snoring. However, right now, Joan is the only one awake, and she's sitting in front of the campfire.
Boom, boom.
Okay. Then Dalphin quiets. And Joan, as you're watching the fire, a figure comes and sits down on one of the kind of like logs next to you.
Hello, figure.
It's kind of a lanky figure, but dressed in normal clothes with a little white goatee and 2 horns coming out the top, and you just know already that it's Artemis.
Yeah.
Even though you've never seen this figure before, there's just an understanding
Yeah.
that Artemis is sitting down next to you.
Artemis.
Hello, Joan.
Where did you come from?
I needed to talk with you
Evading my question.
to prepare you for what's to come.
Uh-oh, what's to come?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't know.
So how are you going to prepare me?
I'll tell you what I do know.
Oh, okay.
I know that I was awakened by this gnome creature, and that I was meant to choose someone. I have some sort of programming. Imagine if you were to train a dog,
Oh, some training.
but deeper than that, more ingrained.
Okay.
I'm meant to act certain ways in certain scenarios.
Okay.
And when I was released, I knew I was to find a host.
Okay.
We, and he kind of like gestures over to the golem,
Mm-hmm.
were made to fight those monsters. The Titans.
The Titans.
Creatures like the one on the island that you and I fought together.
How many Titans are there?
I don't know.
Is there just one of you?
There are more. I believe 4.
4.
I think maybe less, maybe more. I
Have
don't.
you-
There's a lot I don't remember. I feel like there are parts of my memory that are missing.
Have you been... So you've done this before. You've had a host.
I don't know.
Do you remember the last time you were awakened?
I do not. I can't remember any of my past or history. I only know what I am meant to do now.
What else do I need to know?
I believe your 4 companions bear a spirit similar to mine.
So they have a giant goat golem too.
I don't know. But I think you're supposed to lead them. Teach them how to bond as you and I have.
Okay. So Terry was the one who awakened you.
Terry.
The gnome.
He is an anomaly. As far as I can tell, he was not considered in my programming.
Now, when we first encountered you,
When you and I first connected,
yes, he was there, and he was muttering under his breath, "The light in the shadows, the light in the shadows, the light in the shadows." He eventually screamed, "War, endless war." And I assumed,
Vor.
"Vor, endless vor." And I assumed, you don't tell stories imitating people's accents. That's offensive.
Could you translate that to common?
War, endless war.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I'm assuming, well, I assumed that meant that whatever he was doing was evil, but if it is what created a connection between you and me, it can't have an evil.
I don't know that I'm one to speak to good or evil or any of that. I just know that what I am made for is to fight those monsters. If you believe them to be evil, then you believe them to be evil. I only know that my sole purpose is to fight them.
And where did they come from?
I don't know.
It's like you don't know a lot of things.
I believe some of my memory is
You already said that.
corrupted.
You already said that.
So yes, there is much I don't know, Joan.
Well, if you're meant to fight them, I guess that must be the war that Terry spoke of in his trance. I can only assume that there will be more fighting ahead.
That's probably a fair assumption.
If I need you, how do I contact you?
You may activate me, and I will be with you. Perhaps not in this form, but
Do I pray to you, or
you do not pray to me. No,
do I just say Artemis and you show up?
I would come to Artemis.
Okay.
There's no magical phrase.
Are you a goat?
That is part of my form. But this is as well.
So are you a spirit? Are you a god?
I do not believe I'm a god.
Do you know the gods?
I don't know of the gods. No. I am perhaps what you would call a spirit.
Okay.
What kind of spirit is beyond my knowledge?
And you don't know where you came from?
I can't remember. I should know. I wish I could tell you more. But I do not remember.
Mm-hmm. How do I teach my group mates? How do I train them? Prepare them?
Share what you've learned from your journey with me already. The experiences that you and I have already shared.
Okay. Is there anything else I need to know?
I'm sure there is, but I cannot tell you because I do not remember. You're welcome to roll like anything on this guy if you want.
Can I roll a perception or history or insight, or I don't know what to roll on him? Arcana?
So here's the deal.
Religion?
Things you
Sleight
can
of
roll.
hand. Sleight of hand.
So you can roll a
Steal his beard.
You can roll a perception if you're wanting to look for something out of order. You can roll an insight if you're wanting to figure out what his intentions are, like if he's being honest or lying to you.
I'm gonna
Or
say,
knows more than he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an insight.
Okay.
Ooh, 24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're talking and you're looking at the fire, out of the corner of your eye, you feel like his form is different. Like you're just kind of looking at the fire, and out of the corner of your eye, it almost feels like the thing sitting next to you is bigger than how he seems and has an angular face. And then when you look at him, he's back to the way that you expect.
Oh, I'm so intrigued.
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, you can. What are you trying to perceive?
Like, why that is.
Okay. Okay.
Why?
You said if it was out of order, modded 20.
How did 20? Yeah, so you start to inspect him more.
I stare at him a little more.
Yeah. And he kind of just stares back at you, but not uncomfortable. He seems
Staring contest.
Tug on his beard. Tug on
Yeah.
his beard.
I won. He blinked.
Tug on his beard.
You win. You always do. Then, as you look back at the fire to try and kind of look at him out of the corner of your eye again, when you look out of the corner of your eye, he's gone. And when you look over at him, everything goes dark. And then you wake up.
You were never awake to begin with.
So,
You dreamt that you were awake.
yeah. So you become aware enough to realize that you were dreaming.
I also dream that you snore a lot.
You're
a very
awake.
active dreamer.
And
One might call it a vision.
and Winnie, you're starting to you hear Winnie starting to stir awake as well, but Relnor and Dalphin are still fast asleep.
Dead to the world. My leg starts kicking.
You're kicking real normal.
Delphin, quit kicking me. Is Delphin curled up
Are we
at my
sleeping
feet?
together?
Are you curled
I
up
think
at
we're
my
all
feet?
sleeping together.
Oh, okay, cool. For warmth.
It's not cold.
What?
Like you guys are
A
fine.
beachfront.
When,
Well,
when he
some beaches
kicks
are
at night,
cold.
you
Yeah,
don't
for
want
warmth,
to
for
lay too
friendship,
close to
sorry.
Winnie.
Yeah. So, what do you guys do?
Oh, good morning,
I'm
Joan.
asleep. I can't do anything except sleep.
Thank
Dan's
you.
fake yawn made me real yawn.
It was a real yawn.
Oh, okay.
It's just well timed. Oh man, I'm not used to sleeping outdoors.
That's not great.
I mean, the air's nice, but my back hurts.
And you hear some kind of like crackling from the fire, and you hear, "Oh, you have awakened.
Hi, Terry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Would
Terry.
either of you like some fish?" He's kind of got a little pan, and he's kind of flopping a fish up and down on it.
Does Dolphin smell this fish in his sleep?
Sure.
Dolphin sleepwalks
Dalvin-
over.
Dalphin, go and roll me a perception check.
Oh, right. Oh, perception. Let's see here. 10.
Okay, you your head starts to rise with like nose first, as you're kind of like a cartoon almost with
Yeah.
like the little wave of smell hitting your nose, and yeah, you wake up to the smell of the frying fish.
Ah. Thanks, Terry. Walk over and grab the fish.
It's burning hot.
Take it back, take it back.
Well, that was reckless.
Yes, you gotta warn me.
He is quite reckless.
You should know better than to grab a hot fish off a pan.
I should.
Common sense isn't
Terry,
always
your
his-
wisdom never ceases to surprise me.
I have loads of wisdom that I am always glad to share.
I dreamt about your adventures all night.
Oh, such great adventures I've had.
And when he says dreamt, Joan starts to remember what she dreamt.
Okay, nice.
When he looks over her shoulder and goes, goat's still there.
So, you are all going on an adventure today.
I throw a rock at Ronar's sleeping bag.
What?
Ow!
Breakfast, Captain!
Okay, I'll get up.
Is he the captain of breakfast?
He's Captain
Breakfast, Captain!
Crunch.
He's the captain because Captain
kidding.
Crunch.
So, how was your sleeps?
Good.
Did you sleep well?
Beachy.
Yeah.
Do you feel ready for the adventures that awaits?
Always.
It's always a good sleep when the ground isn't moving on you.
Indeed. I have found that moving sleep is not the best kind of sleep. So, Captain Relnor, Captain, what is it that you and your crew will be doing now that you have the golem? I assume you can take it off of our hands.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have
How are
to
we
figure
gonna-
out how
Joan, make it
to...
follow us like a puppy.
Ooh,
Can you do
That
that?
would be wonderful
Can
to
you
watch.
do that,
I
Joan?
don't think I can do that quite
Oh.
yet.
Have you tried?
How are we going to carry it?
I go, Artemis,
Terry, do you have any?
I don't think I can do it.
I don't think
Then,
I heard you.
Joan, you see a kind of glowing blue astral goat, kind of like walking about the campgrounds, and it kind of looks at you
But only Joan sees it?
and gives a little light bay.
Does only Joan see it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she doesn't know that, but the rest of you guys don't
I go,
see it.
I go, psst, goat, come here.
Delphin, pass me some of that fish.
Goat, come here.
Here you go.
Okay, the goat. Again, Visik tossing the hot fish.
Where are your plates? Do gnomes not have plates?
We have plates, but why did you not ask for a plate? You just
I
grabbed
just
the fish.
asked for a plate now. My hands hurt.
Burns his tongue in the Christmas
Gunter,
episode.
Yes, Terry. Get these people some plates. You got it, Terry. You're such a cool dude.
I like Gunter.
and the goat kind of trots over to you, Joan.
Okay. I go, how do I get that thing to move?
It kind of starts trotting over towards the golem,
Yeah,
then stops, turns around and looks at you.
I follow it.
Okay. And it continues to trot towards the...
Okay. Trot, 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 trot,
Yeah.
trot, trot, trot.
When he watches Joan go, and then, because she sees she's heading towards the golem, she gets up, kind of sneaks behind.
And Terry's still kind of chattering with...
I'm just chatting with Terry and eating fish.
I guess those two aren't big on fish.
Who's on fish?
I
Exactly.
spice this fish with the finest of spices, acquired from the spice mines of the orcs in the south.
Oh, I thought it tasted familiar.
It is very good.
Very orky.
Yes. They are, despite all of the things you know about orcs, they have incredibly good sense of taste.
I agree entirely.
Indeed. Oh, you're right, Terry. They're the greatest with flavor. Thank you, Gunther. You got it, dude.
And this episode is now devolved into Josh.
I'm sorry.
I love
I'm
it.
enjoying it too much.
Terry
I'm
and
sorry.
Gunter.
I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun.
I would just sit here
The
for an hour
Adventures of
and
Terry
listen
and
to Terry
Gunter.
and his men. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
please make that a thing.
You are such a cool dude.
You got it, Terry. That's my favorite line. You're the greatest.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Joan, you get over to the golem, and the goat actually kind of like phases into it. It's kind of back in like a sitting position, like it was when you first found it.
Mm-hmm.
And the goat kind of phases into it, and a little glyph on kind of one of the hooves
Yeah.
starts to glow.
Whoa.
I notice Winnie in front of her being there, and I go up to the glyph. Can I read it? Do I know what it says?
Just looking at it, you don't know what it says.
I touch it.
Okay, as you put your hand on it,
Yeah.
you feel kind of a sense of knowledge start to kind of like flood into
That's your
you
favorite sense?
when it comes to like
Knowledge.
how
Favorite of the
this
six.
thing operates. Like knowledge that you feel like you did know the last time you were connected, but left you, and then once you touched the symbol, all of a sudden the knowledge is coming back to you.
Well, I've never
And
actually touched the goat before.
The
Matrix.
the symbols start to appear on your arm, but they only go up partway to your arm.
Oh.
And you can sense they kind of go up to your elbow.
Yeah.
And your eyes start. Winnie, you can see her eyes start to glow as well. And you know that all you need to do is give the word, and the golem can come to life and move around. And you remember that it only has a limited amount of energy that can be used at a time, but most of its energy is expended in combat. So outside of combat, it's got quite a bit of. It can be used for quite a while. You also know that it has the ability to house you, so that you can move within it. So you just like all that kind of knowledge, all the stuff I gave you, the character sheet for the golem.
Yep.
All the information details flood into your mind, and you now feel like you know how to operate this thing.
Okay.
And you feel kind of almost a sense of oneness with Artemis.
Okay. And I say, let's roll.
Okay. So you say let's roll, and the symbols flood all over your whole body. You begin to float into the air. You disconnect your hand from the thing, but you begin to actually float in the air next to Winnie. And
Oh my gosh.
the stones of the golem start to kind of like roll and open apart, almost like
Actually
there's
said let's
like
roll.
a little hole. And
Is this making noise?
Oh yeah, it's making lots. It's
I turn slowly
And,
from the fish.
what's going on over there?
Whoa!
Joan!
And
It's
Joan
working. It's working.
Joan goes inside the goat's chest, and then it seals up behind her. And and for a moment, it just is dark and quiet.
Delphin, would you pass me another piece of fish?
Without looking at Relnor, I'm just staring wide-eyed and open-jawed at the thing. I hand him a piece of fish.
Nice.
And then, boom, the whole thing comes to life with kind of a ghostly blue kind of light eking from all the different cracks and crevices of the different stones used to craft it. And it stands upright. And Joan, you have control of the goat golem once again.
Joan Goat! Jote! Gone? Jote.
I walk over to the group
Okay,
as the goat.
Yeah, you
As Joe.
you step over to the group as the goat.
I sit close to Delphin.
Joan, can I ride you?
I hold out my hoof and I say, fish.
I don't think you can talk in the golem.
No.
Or in the
Dang it.
I mean, you could talk, but it would be heard from within.
So it'd be like,
Yeah, that's
stone.
fine.
So you
That's
can
fine.
just hear a voice inside
I throw it at her face.
at the face of the goat.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you, Delphin.
Did she eat it?
was that a threat?
You threw it at the face of the goat. Of course I didn't eat it.
You gotta get better as a goat. Can we try another one? I throw it again.
Okay, just to be clear, the stone goat doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah, I don't know why you're throwing it. Yeah.
So there's now 2 cooked fish stuck to
Yeah.
the goat's
Joan,
face.
you can't eat a fish in there.
It was a joke, Delphin.
This is wonderful. You have understood how to start it.
Jote is funny.
Yes.
This
Remember we met?
I remember, but last night you made it sound like you couldn't turn it on.
Well, sometimes you just wake up inspired.
That is wonderful. I have woken up many a morning inspired.
Okay, yeah, great. Awesome. So I guess
climb on Joan's back.
this is okay. Well, that's fine.
That's
I
fine.
guess.
You haven't answered my
you're
question.
not the you're not the goat. I get to say whether it's
No,
fine or not.
No.
Well, you can throw me off, but
Yeah,
I can still climb on
He's
it.
climbing. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to hurt him.
At this point, you're like a structure.
Again, I don't want to hurt you, Delphin. So yes.
Cool.
All right.
I sit on top, in between Peter's shoulder blades.
You're like legs out on
Yeah.
either side.
When he
I feel
walks
like
up
he's
and slaps the stolen golem and goes, this puppy can hold so many dolphins.
Winnie, it's a goat.
Oh, this goat can hold so many dolphins.
I'm gonna make that joke every time.
All right. So I guess this is how we're traveling now.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited.
Goat, the only way to travel.
I'm not really sure how to be inconspicuous with it.
Let's be
No,
conspicuous.
Okay.
We're going to be pretty
That could-
conspicuous.
All right. That could cause a problem.
That's my problem.
And we'll take care of the problem with the goat.
So you are going to ride atop the stone goat throughout the land.
Yeah, so that people will tell stories
That
about us
is a
someday,
good
like you, Terry.
story. Perhaps. Do you know where you're going?
No,
Where are we going?
Captain?
where are we going?
He looks at Relnor.
Well, I think logically, our best plan of attack would be to head south,
Why?
because then we can.
Are you yawning inside the goat golem that you just activated?
I didn't sleep well last night.
She was dreaming a lot.
That's true.
dreaming
That's
a
true.
lot.
That's
True.
true.
Stinking Artemis kept her up.
Yeah.
Inconsiderate
Artemis,
goat
I need to talk to
creature.
you, but I don't have anything to share because I don't have memory.
I mean, he shared a lot. That he
Just
could.
not what you wanted.
Yeah.
You didn't share that much.
Logistically, we can minimize our travel time if we head south and then swing back north. Because we have 2 known destinations we need to go to.
Where?
My vision was in the deserts.
Probably to the south.
Word.
Does the southern desert have a name?
Oh gosh, just the
There's
southern
multiple
desert.
names.
There's a lot of names inside it, but yeah,
The
just
southern wastes.
The desert is so expansive. There are so many different like regions and like occupied parts of it.
So that's one. The other one was the
Crystal City.
Which one did we know? The Crystal City or the?
that was the one you know for certain.
You had
And that
Priscilla
was-
the elf.
elves.
Is that north or was that?
It's north. It's
the
the northern,
home
the northern,
of the Queen and the
yeah.
Inquisition.
the northern Icelands.
But they
When
don't
he-
like us, right?
When he shakes her head and goes, "I'm not ready to deal with the elves, guys."
I don't think they like us.
So the other one, the Crystal City, we know is north.
And Winnie,
Um,
where was yours?
In a cave.
Oh, nondescript. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Find it.
We'll just look in
I'm
every
sure-
cave until we find it.
I'm sure the cave is really script.
Oh,
but
Dolphin, I think
the
there's a cave over
image
there.
was
I'll check.
nondescript.
I jump off and go check the cave.
There's not a cave.
Oh, Joan, there's no cave.
Huh, fine.
It's just a hill.
I guess goats don't have good eyesight. Sorry.
That's okay. I jump back on.
So
Maybe if we go
once-
south, we can find Bordeaux.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
And once we've gone south, then we can start making our way north and hopefully maybe come across the cave from Winnie's vision along the way.
Yeah, and maybe my goat.
If we can get Delphin his own goat so he doesn't have to ride on my back all the time,
I want a goat so bad.
that'd be pretty great.
I'm terrified by that prospect, but
We'll be like goat buddies. We can go play.
We can go to play together.
Yeah. Oh, goat Joan is so funny.
All right. Whatever you say, Cap. El Capitano.
So,
Captain.
the adventurers, the heroes of the stone goat will go south.
Woo!
So that is good information to know.
Where will you go, Terry?
I will head back to the Gnome Island.
Ah,
There's much chaos in the repair of that attack, and there's fear that there will be another. So,
Oh, Terry! I slide down Joan's leg
okay,
and I plop. And I
okay.
say, I meant to ask, how'd you get the king or the prime minister to give up the goat?
Oh, the prime minister doesn't have as much power as he may see.
Oh,
So
figurehead.
there are many forces at work within the Gnome Island, the Elf Kingdom, and Lestrade, the Four Kingdoms.
We know about your guys' dealings with Michael Reed. Hey.
Indeed, that is a man of many things. That
It's a man of many things.
Oh, I want that title someday.
Terry, if you're going back to the Gnome Island, I know you're a very busy man, but could you do us a favor?
a favor for the heroes of the Stone Goat that are heading south. Yes.
That's our team name.
We have a friend there. His name's Truffle Bundle.
Truffle Bundle.
He's the nephew of Prime Minister Lumpkin.
Oh, the quiet one? The one who has not invented anything yet?
Yes. Lumpkin.
he's the best.
He's the best, and Lumpkin doesn't treat him very well. In fact, Truffle's really the only reason that I can occupy this goat. He was mining me out of the mess that we created when we tried to save you.
Phil, I don't know if you noticed, but there were several dozen gnomes mining you out.
But he's the one that found me.
Just between you and me, Terry, gnome to gnome. I think Truffle hasn't had time to invent things because he works so hard for his uncle.
If you could maybe put in a good word.
Yeah.
He's
He
he's
also-
your biggest fan.
He
If
also
you could,
asked us to save you when we explained the
Yeah,
rules.
he sent us in to get you.
Is that right?
he's
Yeah.
your biggest fan. So even just meeting him and maybe just looking out for him would mean the world to him and to us.
Tell him we said hi and give him an autograph.
He's super smart and super helpful.
And then find him a job that's not working for his uncle so that he can invent.
Well, I am not often a fan of giving a gnome a better job just because I like them. I believe much in what your Lestrade believes in.
When he
Is that
scowls.
They should be earned, but to have the favor of the four of you, that is quite an accomplishment for a gnome of his stature.
There's a worth in him that I don't think anyone's noticed yet.
Truff's good stuff.
And you have much of his favor.
Gunter,
do we have room for another man on our outfit? Oh, but Terry, am I not enough for you?
Is it just him and Gunta?
Yeah.
I thought you said him and his
When he
crew.
leans-
There's other gnomes there.
When
They're all
when
named
he
Gunter.
when he leans in,
All these people he's been talking to have been different gnomes. But they all respond the same, sound the same.
He
and name the
doesn't
same.
meet the qualifications.
When he-
His name isn't Gunter.
when he
Gunter, questioning me is not very cool. Sorry, Terry. You got it, dude.
when he leans into Terry and she goes, "Your assistant's so awesome. He needs his own assistant," and nudges him.
Gunter, how about we get you an assistant? You will be my Gunter, and we get another Gunter for you. Oh, a Gunter for Gunter. That sounds like a really cool idea, Terry. Let's do it, dude.
When he puts one hand on her hip
I just
and
put
she blows on her fingernails and goes and shines them on her shirt.
I just realized who Gunter sounds like. Like you said familiar. Is it Flula Borg? Yeah. Yes. I was like, I heard it last time, but I didn't know who it was. It makes perfect sense now. Sorry. He's a YouTuber.
Good word, guys. Yeah, you're getting Truffle. He's gonna get a job with Terry.
Truff.
Dude, he's gonna be stoked.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Excited.
And Lumpkin's gonna be mad, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he'll just have to find another little guy.
I
to
also
bully.
felt bad that like the Christmas thing was non-canon because he got saved by Terry.
know.
Yeah,
Going,
he was
I
like,
know.
Terry saved us all, and you're like, yeah, he did, and I'm like, what did we do?
It didn't really happen.
No, I know. It made me sad after I realized
I
that.
like to think that maybe that was like a dream that.
Yeah.
Truffle
it was
had.
Terry's
Truffle-headed
dream.
Started as a night.
Truffle's dream.
It started as a nightmare and turned into a
Yeah,
dream.
yeah.
Yeah, because weren't there several times that Dolphin called him Terry?
Yeah.
So then, that was really his dream
Part of
because
his
he was
subconscious,
mistaken.
yeah.
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 'Kay.
So
Good times.
You guys bid your farewells.
And I go, is there? Never mind.
No, is there anything else?
I don't. Do
You're
I
still in the
to
game.
get this goat anywhere? Do I have to ride it all the time? Is there some way to like?
You asking Terry?
I'm asking Josh.
Oh, okay.
What are you asking for?
You're
Well,
out of
like-
character.
Am I always gonna have to be the goat in order to have it accessible?
Yes. You don't always have to be inside it,
Yeah, but if we're traveling somewhere, I have to travel as the goat.
but
Otherwise, it's not.
you
going
basically forfeit, like your own body in order to like
She
operate.
can't like.
But you can't give it a command.
She
like
can't like make
meet
it
us.
walk with the spirit ghost.
and then still do other stuff herself. No.
No.
there. I have
No.
to touch it.
You have
to
to
get
be
it to wake up.
fully like
So before we get in like in sight of like civilization, we want to leave the goat
Yes.
out there and then.
it's your guys' call.
That's what I would
All
do.
right. Well,
think you
DM,
wanna
I
walk
hope you
into a
planned a
goat.
lot of woods and forested areas for me to hide my goat golem because.
Hide it. No
And
one can
we
take a goat
go
they can't
to
activate.
the desert.
Well, before you get to the
Rocks.
desert,
There are rocks in the desert.
We're gonna bury it in the sand.
before you guys get to the desert,
All
you
the
will
way up
have
to its head.
pass either next to or through the Forgotten Forest. So
Oh.
Wait, what forest?
the Forgotten Forest.
What forest?
It's on the other side of the Guardian River.
There's a forest there?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Forest.
Yeah.
Aaron definitely beat me to that joke.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. I'm proud of her.
I was about to, but
I've been around Ricky too much.
That was good. That was good.
I blame Ricky.
I blame our father.
Yeah. Also Eric.
I'm honored to be blamed with him.
All right,
With Eric or my father?
Definitely
Yes.
your father.
dude. Do you guys all climb aboard? Joan
All
or
aboard.
Jote?
All aboard.
Yes, I climbed back on.
Yeah.
You were still on.
No, I jumped down to talk to Terry.
Oh, okay.
I climbed back on, and I'm gonna.
How is
straddle
Winnie
one of the
gonna?
horns.
Winnie puts her hands up and she's like, she needs some help.
I can toss you.
Okay.
I'll toss Winnie up the
This
goat.
isn't gonna go
You're not gonna help him at all.
Oh, I can help?
Well, you can.
Yeah.
get down,
Yeah, I'm
you can,
like
lay down.
kneeling.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So
okay.
she
I
makes
thought
it
you were
nice and easy for you guys.
Winnie
to
okay.
slings her little
Puts an arm,
feet up there. Okay.
an arm
we're
out,
good.
and we just kind of walk up the arm
Yeah.
like a ramp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Le-
a
leg.
ram.
So, fun fact: rams and goats are completely different.
Yeah,
animals.
but it was funny.
It was funny.
And your eyes glow like a lamp.
No, we're just kid.
I like it. Kelsey gives the joke and we all go, and then Ricky gives the exact same kind of joke.
This is my life.
Same.
This
Just
is my
very,
life. This is what
very,
happens.
very similar.
I say jokes and you never laugh at them.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Kelsey,
If you were
this-
sorry, you'd laugh.
We should do it backwards.
Kelsey.
We should walk backward?
I'll do the joke first, and then you do
No,
the
they'll
joke.
still laugh at your joke and then they won't laugh at
Yeah,
mine.
but it'll still
get
make me feel
lost
good,
in
though.
I threw a fish in his face. I have fish in the freezer. I'll be right back.
Boy, Kelsey, I bet you feel sheepish.
This is going great.
All right.
Great. That's a tiger pun if it was a tiger.
I'm
All
not
right.
sure we're laughing at
So
Ricky's jokes.
I'm
over
second
here.
We're laughing
guessing.
at
I'm
Josh's
second guessing,
face.
just leaving you, the four of you, to make decisions.
Well, who's the captain?
I am.
Well, go somewhere. Let's do something.
I just start moving.
John's driving.
The goat starts
John's
moving.
driving.
No one is leading us. That's why we're doing crazy.
No, I'm moving.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, so the Joan starts moving. I'll say this: the goat moves at about like just kind of walking speed. You move about the same pace as like a horse trotting.
Okay.
So it'll take you.
Ricky is swaying right now.
Like he's
As
on
if he's
a,
on horseback.
like he's on a giant
I'm
goat.
riding the horn.
The what?
Horn.
The horn?
The horn. I shouted the horn.
All right.
Winnie pulls Walter out and holds him out like a toy and goes in the air like he's flying.
Nice.
And every
nice.
once in a while, when the wind blows just right, you hear
So
Right around North's face.
yeah, the nice thing is that the goat golem though doesn't get tired, and you guys are all kind of technically kind of
Resting. Long rest.
Resting.
Well, we just
Yeah.
slept. So
yeah. You don't need really any kind of a rest, but yeah, you're basically resting. There's enough space on the back of the golem that it's basically like you're kind of just hanging out.
"Oh, it's like the back of Appa in Avatar: The Last Airbender."
Yeah, a little bit. So to go south, you'd need to cross the Guardian River, which is basically creates a pretty strong. It's a pretty big river that creates a bit of a strong border on the north end of the Forgotten Forest, kind of separating all of the tribal humans of the south and orcs from the Four Kingdoms.
Okay.
In order to cross the Guardian River, there are two border towns that maintain and protect bridges that span the Guardian River, and the one that's kind of operated by Lestrade is Riverwatch.
Riverwatch. Okay.
What's the purpose of Riverwatch?
It acts as kind of the first defense against any forces that try and cross the river in invasion against the Four Kingdoms.
So it's watching the river.
Yep.
That's what I was looking for.
do you think Riverwatch would let us through? Would Captain Harris have told them that we were coming?
I don't know. You know as much as I'm going to tell you.
Ronar, where are we going?
I mean, you guys would know Riverwatch is there. And Dalphin, you actually would have crossed Riverwatch on your way to Lestrade
Correct.
from the south. So you're probably the only one that you're recently familiar with Riverwatch. But the most they would have done is because you were crossing from the south to the north without like a writ of passage, they would have basically like a full inspection of your person before allowing you to go across.
They did.
So,
They found my person to be satisfactory.
or at least not threatening at all.
Yep.
So you were allowed to pass.
Delphin, not threatening at all.
Oh.
Tell that to Titan. Yeah.
And Relnor,
Yeah.
you don't know this person personally, but you do know that the captain in charge of Riverwatch is Captain Marshall Gray.
I like that name.
He's a
I
half
was going
elf.
to say, that's a cool name. And being a captain yourself, you would have a little peers from the same place.
So
Question.
Now they are.
Marshall as in the rank or Marshall as in the first name?
most people just call him Captain Gray. Yeah, Marshall's his first name.
Okay.
It'd be great if he was a
That
marshal.
would be a really weird title.
Marshall,
Captain
Marshall.
Colonel
Sanders.
Sanders. Like all the different military titles. No.
Like Sarge.
Yeah, Marshall Gray is his full name, but most people call him
What-
Captain Gray.
What do I know of Captain Gray?
Now
his
you don't know
reputation or anything. I don't know anything.
You don't know much
that
about him
he's-
other than he's been there for a long time.
Okay.
He's a half elf, so his life is pretty well extended.
Okay.
And at
So
the
he would have served with his father then.
I mean, served with. He's been there
Served
for
under his father.
Yeah. He would have served under your father, but he's been there for a long time. Like he's been the captain of Riverwatch for quite some time. So it'll take you about a full day's ride on the goat golem.
Okay.
To arrive at Riverwatch.
I think we should head towards Riverwatch, but I think once we're, a half day's out or so, I think we should disembark from the golem and try to hide it, and then continue on the rest of the way into town on foot.
Why are we hiding it?
I don't know if people are really gonna like it.
What are they going to do to it?
It's something new to Elfin. It's change, and sometimes people don't like change.
They can't hurt it.
No, they can't hurt it, but they can make our lives more difficult.
No,
Also,
it sounds like goat.
what if they're from a town that got attacked by a titan? They might think it's a bad titan.
Yeah. I think we should go into town, lay kind of low. I know the captain is there. In there is Captain Gray. We can try to get a sense of what things are like, and potentially talk to him about crossing the river and seeing if we can.
So we get passage first, and then we show up with the goat and cross the river.
Exactly.
Oh! Better to ask for give us the permission.
I like old goat switcheroo.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so that's the plan. So you guys spend most of the morning just trotting, just making your way south. You see farmlands in the distance. Occasionally, someone does notice you guys. You're not like imperceivable, but it's mostly just like a farmer here.
I wave at him as we
yeah.
pass.
When he goes,
So,
hi!
You see one farmer who's like got his like hoe and he's just working at the soil, and he looks up. You guys sees you guys wave and just drops his like reaches over to a bottle he's been drinking and just pours everything out that was in it.
Can I talk to Joan as we're walking?
Sure.
Joan, can you smell what the goat smells?
No.
No.
Can you see what the goat sees?
Yes. So I know where we are going. I am in control.
So if
of
I
where
crawl
we are
down
going.
and wave in front of your eyeball, you
Please
see that.
stop doing that.
Okay, sorry. I'm just curious about the parameters of your control.
Did you fart?
No.
Why did you ask if I can smell?
No, I was curious. This goat's got a big nose. I just want to know if it was functional.
There's no nose holes either. It's just a.
No, it's just stone. Just a nose for show.
Stone for Joan.
Show for nose.
Nose for show.
Nose for show.
Oh my gosh.
Show and tell.
And his cousin Nosferatu.
Yeah.
What is that from?
It's Dracula.
It's an old
Yeah.
Oh,
movie.
that's right. That's right.
As you guys are kind of on your way south, you see a figure starting to head towards you guys from the opposite direction, kind of walking, and you don't see it kind of like changing its pace. Like a lot of people, when they see you guys move out of the way or get it, the few that you've encountered just kind of like book it or like, what the heck is that? This person just continues to walk towards you, and it's kind of like starts out as kind of a little purple speck. And then as it starts to get closer, you see it's a cloaked figure. And
Purple.
purple robes. And with a big wide-brimmed hat.
Ooh.
And as you get closer, it starts to just have this really big stride, this character that's walking towards you guys. And then, as you get closer, you hear the voice call out, "Hello there! Ho!
Oh,
Hi!
What are you?
What are you?
I'm Markle!
Well, Markle, this is a goat.
Oh, this is wonderful! And he pulls out a little lute that he had kind of around his back and starts playing some music a little bit as he's kind of walking towards you. I've never seen the likes of you in all my travels. And starts playing some music.
Are you a bard, sir?
I am indeed. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me.
You can talk as a goat? Or you just don't?
We haven't been
Oh,
out and
yeah.
about very long.
We probably
Talk from
can't.
within the goat.
I thought so that we could hear you because we're on top of you.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
still hear you from...
Well, how far away is he?
Does Joan's voice echo a little
Maybe
when
I'll
she's
just
in the goat?
right now on podcast, I'll just go ahead and change it and say that you do talk, and it's almost like you're talking through like a magical speakerphone.
Oh, it projects.
So,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Like it
Cool,
echoes
cool.
around in
Yeah,
there.
Podcast magic.
I like
Yeah,
it.
podcast magic. We retconned
like
it,
it.
and I like it better. Oh, or how about let's do this? You suddenly remember you could do that.
I found a stone lever.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
pushed it.
Joan's just been yelling inside the goat. And there's a lever on the wall that says push to talk.
Yes, I was gonna say it's like a push to talk.
You don't
button.
make me dumber.
I'm not.
Okay.
Eric is.
I am.
No, you're not captain of the game.
So-
You're captain of us. He's captain of the game.
Guess who's
Look at
swabbing
me.
the poop
Look
deck
at me.
later?
I
I'm
don't
the
have a
captain
poop
now.
deck.
Go.
All right. So, what do you say?
Show.
What do you say to Markle?
Are
She
you a
asked,
bard?
Oh, I am indeed. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me.
we don't get around very much.
Well, it's apparent that you don't.
So who are you?
I am the one and only Markle Sparkle, bard and storyteller extraordinaire.
Oh, I love his
And
name.
he kind of like twickles some chords on his.
Twickles some chords.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Hey, Markle Sparkle twinkles chords.
What's your most popular song, Markle
Let's
Sparkle?
see here. My most popular song is. Have you heard the one about the dwarf from Diadem Reach?
No.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know it?
Sure.
11.
You like maybe remembered like
I'll say
sing,
Maybe if I heard the tune, but
I've heard
I'm
of
so
it,
glad that
which
you
means
asked.
No, but I like it.
And he kind of strums a chord, and then all of a sudden you see that there's a drum out next to him, and he starts tapping it with his foot. And he goes, "There once was a dwarf from the Reach. Brum. He thought that he was quite a peach. Brum. But then he got stuck, and now he's all muck, and that's how it happened to him."
Yay! Markle Sparkle!
wow, thanks, Markle Sparkle.
Can you make a song about us?
Well, what are your names?
I'm Jonathan.
Joan.
Relnor.
Steve.
Okay.
Winnie, I mean.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
Okay. So Winnie, who's the Steve? Sure, it'll take me some time. I mean, I can't just, fart this stuff out. I gotta put a lot of thought and effort into stuff like the dwarf from the Reach.
Seems like you kind of did on the last one, but
Where are you headed, Marco?
I'm headed over to Lestrade because I hear there were monster attacks, and if I'm a bard worth his salt, I'm heading where there be monsters.
Oh, cool.
Fact,
Kudos.
you look like a monster yourself.
We fought the monsters.
Actually, a hero, so.
Oh, that is incredibly interesting news. He
You
pulls
should-
out a little pen.
Should go to the Gnome Island.
He pulls out a quill from his wide-brimmed
there you
hat.
go.
Yeah.
And
You should go to the Gnome Island where you can hear of this goat golem and Terry Turducken fighting.
oh, I know Terry Turducken.
Well, we fought a spider monster.
A spider monster.
I mean, it was uglier than a spider, but it was
I don't
very
like
large.
spiders.
Well, you wouldn't like this one. It was very large.
Hmm.
Or these two were a part of a fight as well.
We fought a giant lizard.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that.
I stood
What-
atop its great head.
What are the chances I could hop up there and hear these stories from you?
Oh, please, Joan, can you come with us? Can we keep him?
Well, we're heading in the wrong
Well,
direction, Marco.
Yeah, we're not going towards Lestrade.
Well, maybe you can come down for a moment and take a pause.
'Kay,
Are you in a rush?
I sit.
Yeah, we're kind of in a rush.
Are we?
I am.
I sit.
We have a minute.
All right, the golem sits, and you guys all start sliding off its back.
And then I put my front down too, so it's level again.
I hop off the horn.
As you guys kind of get off the golem, Markle does a really big kind of gesture, a gesture in kind of like bowing, all grandly, fluttering his big, flamboyant coat out to the side.
I like your coat.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's my favorite color.
I made it myself.
Nice.
Yes, my grandmother was a tailor.
Ooh.
Fun fact.
oh, my
So-
grandmother was a Johnson.
No.
One of those.
And your grandfather owned a haberdashery.
He says talking about Relnor and not Relnor.
What?
Yeah, haberdashery. You got a big, nice coat and a big hat.
You know my grandfather?
No, I just assumed.
Oh, no, I didn't make the hat.
Oh, you bought it.
I made the coat.
At
And
haberdashery.
I got the hat for singing one of the greatest songs that was ever heard in all the Four
I
Kingdoms.
want to hear the hat song.
Oh boy. He pulls out a flute from one of his big sleeves.
So multi-talented, Markle.
Oh, you gotta be when you're one of the best bards around. And he starts playing a little flute tune. And then he proceeds with a beautiful song that is incredible and impossible to perform on sight unseen. But he does it somehow. Everyone roll me a wisdom saving throw.
12.
13.
16.
7.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
that sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah.
all right, Relnor,
wisest.
the song does absolutely nothing to you.
Okay.
You don't really get the appeal. Joan and Winnie, you guys, you sense the appeal. You think it's a great song, but it's not really moving you. Dalphin is openly weeping at the emotional impact
It's so beautiful.
of the music.
How did you get me to love these characters so much in the song? Oh,
Then he plays the final note and twists his flute around his hand and it's just back in his sleeve somehow.
Markle, you are amazing.
Winnie passes Dalphin a tissue.
He kind of tips his wide brimmed hat and says, "Oh, the pleasure's all mine,
That's the
nerd."
most moving song I've ever heard.
Well, that's why I'm the best.
Oh, I can see it.
So, the four of you, you're it's a halfling, a gnome, a human, and a giant stone goat.
And a Captain Human.
I'm actually a human.
You're a human.
Yeah.
You don't look it.
Well, this is how we travel. This is our vehicle.
She's inside.
Oh, it's a vehicle. It's some kind of contraption you drive.
Yes.
That is interesting. Well, tell me all about your adventures. I want to hear about you fought monsters, and now what are you doing now?
First, we went to the Gnome Island. We went
Yeah.
down to the ruins.
Yeah. So
They
we,
were glowing and moving.
yeah, so we all got together and we didn't know each other very well, and then we went to the Gnome Island on this boat and we got attacked by pirates on our way there, but
Forgot
then
about
they
the
were
pirates.
kind of silly pirates. And then we got to the Gnome Island and we were like, "Oh, hey, we met Truffle Bundle," and he sent us down in the ruins.
Really
and then
nice
the ruins were like glowing and there were symbols, and then there was
a
this monster that
stalagmite.
came out of the ground and we were like, and we fought it and fought it
And
and
there were
fought
little
it.
tiny ones
And
that fell from the
then and then and then we went into the next
I'm
room and
curious if
Terry
you guys
was
are gonna
there,
go through the
and
whole
Terry
last
was
11
like
episodes.
stuck to the
Well, this is like
statue.
the horrible
and he-
like episode in like anime when like they just recap the entire like what's happened so far.
last time on Dragon Ball
So
Z.
let's just
episodes.
I'm still waiting for
Sitcoms.
someone to stop me.
let's flavorfully.
I'm just
there's a part of me
augmenting.
that just wants to see how long you'll go.
Oh, I could
She'll
do
it all.
okay.
She'll do it all.
Okay. So
But
we'll.
if you want more detail, Markle, if you go to iTunes and search for the Titans of Altera,
Shameless plug.
Wow. Okay.
Like, rate, and subscribe. Or,
Yeah, plug our podcast on
so
the
yeah,
podcast.
you know, it's like this is the best place to promote it. So
I'm sure they've never heard of us. 11 episodes in.
In the-
we'll just
near the end
just
of
say
one.
you recap everything
Utter
to
chaos.
him.
Okay,
he
yeah.
listens on bated breath, just writing everything down that he can as fast as
Smoke
both Winnie and
coming off of
Dolphin are
his
going
pen.
back and forth. Yeah, but he's loving it. He's loving it. So you get kind of done, and well, that's an adventure.
You're telling
It
me.
is.
Not over yet. We're still going.
I find it. He kind of puts the pen to his mouth. Serendipitous that I would encounter such important figures on my travels to the north.
where are you coming from?
I was just spending some time at Riverwatch.
Oh, how are things in Riverwatch?
Oh, they're about as boring as they ever are.
Well, boring's not a bad thing after getting attacked by monsters.
Well,
I suppose it's not good for a bard, though.
Relnor is, when Winnie asks about how things are in Riverwatch, Relnor kind of looks over at her and smiles a little bit and nods. He's impressed that she took what I said to heart and is thinking about what the situation is like in Riverwatch.
Winnie sees him and she looks really proud. She goes, "Ee," and like smiles.
Yeah, they're
Do you pat me on the head? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
a bunch
not worth a
of
pat.
of strong, dull people over there.
Does he have like a pack or like a satchel or anything?
Yeah, he's got all kinds of different packs and satchels and things. Yeah.
While he's talking to them, can I sneak around and try and steal something out of it?
Why?
I'm just curious about him. I'm not going to take it for good. I'll put it back.
Okay, sure.
He,
Yeah,
he intrigues me.
roll me a sleight of hand.
Or sleight of hand?
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Wait, I'm gonna use luck point.
Yeah, you better.
Oh please. 13.
That was worth it.
Hashtag worth it.
So, as you kind of start like trying to pickpocket, you hear him go, "No tickling, no tickling."
Oh, sorry. You're so intriguing.
Oh, well, I can't help it.
So you tickle him?
Like goo.
Nice cover.
If that's not a dad of a young child, I don't know what is.
Yep.
Yeah. So Markle continues to chat with you guys. Do anybody have any questions for him or anything like that?
I want to hear another song. Can you sing a happy one?
Oh, sure. I've got all the happiest songs. Which one would you like? Would you like the one about the blonde or the one about the dog?
The dog.
Okay.
Blonde dog.
I once knew a dog from the Reach.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, I thought it was quite a peach.
Are those the only rhyming words you know, Josh?
Man, this guy, I'm telling you
I
guys.
thought it was fine, then ran out of time and had to go run to the beach.
I'm telling you, I swear I've heard his songs before.
I love it.
It's like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I know them.
I toured with him for a while.
What's
Got kind of crazy.
we're planning on heading into town here shortly into Riverwatch.
Oh.
What's things like in town right now? Anything interesting going on? Any?
So Wayne just asked.
Oh, they're
Pretty sure
they're keeping it pretty normal. Apparently, all this hubbub about the assassins all over the Four Kingdoms never really reached the Riverwatch. They're all pretty ship-shape over there. My guess is any assassin, good luck if you're wanting to hurt somebody in that town. No, you've never seen so many people made of bricks, except for maybe in the Reach.
I thought they were peaches in the Reach.
No, they hate peaches in the Reach.
That's really too bad.
It's unfortunate.
Whatever
I
the-
love peaches.
Yeah.
Is there a penalty? Is there a penalty if you reach for a peach in the Reach?
If you reach for a peach in the Reach, but you don't know how to teach or preach, then you'll be caught with your fist in a peach. And they are not happy about that.
All right.
Pee my pants.
I don't know where we can go from here. I think we've won. We've won D&D or we've won podcast. I'm not sure.
I think Josh just won.
Oh, well, hey, if you're heading to Riverwatch, you tell them Markle Sparkle gave you a thumb of approval. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to Captain
Oh,
Gray.
we got Marco Sparkle's thumb.
That's right. And he actually like pulls off a thumb. It's like a fake one that was on top of his real
I was
one.
like,
Whoa!
I thought you were gonna do like the
no.
thumb thing.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, this is
Like
great.
you.
This is great content for the podcast, guys.
Kelsey is attempting to do the thing where you stick your thumb between your
this.
first two fingers
that.
and then make it look like you're sliding it down your
Yeah.
hand further than it should go.
So,
You're welcome.
yeah. He says, and if you ever need a song written about your adventures, hit me up.
Oh, we will. There'll be more adventures to come. Do I get to keep the thumb?
Oh, you sure?
I pocket the thumb.
Start brainstorming things that rhyme with goat.
Things that rhyme with goat. All right.
When
Potato.
you get to Lestrade, find Dan's pub and the proprietor, Dan.
Sure.
Tell him you met me.
Note.
Okay.
And feel free to, if you're going to be in Lestrade for quite a while, let him know where you're going to be. And when we get back, I'll check in with him and see
Well,
if you're still in town.
I often frequent the finer establishments of Lestrade, but I'll have to
Hey.
give Dan's pub a
You
try.
gotta try his plate of chicken soup.
Ooh.
The best in town.
Ricky remembers the best
The
detail.
best in town.
That sounds right up my alley.
Just,
It's a soup in a plate with chicken in it. It's great. You're gonna love it.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
you gotta be really careful not to tip the plate. It's very, very
It
precarious
cools
thing.
off real fast. Greater surface area. But it's great.
Also, forget the spoon. Just put your mouth down there and go.
Yep. Oh man. Well, I'll be sure to head over to Dan's pub. Maybe play a few songs while I'm there. Might make some coin.
Ooh, coin.
Indeed. It's a good life for a bar.
Can I flick him a gold piece?
Sure. You flip him a coin. He catches it. Says, "Thank you kindly, Delphin."
Thank you, Marco Sparkle, for the wonderful moving song.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And you all have a wonderful adventure. And best of luck to you.
You
I'll
too.
be singing your tales all over the north.
Thank you, sir.
Woo! All right, and Markle heads on his way, singing a song and playing his little guitar.
Lute.
And playing his little lute as he kind of just goes on his merry way.
Bye, Markle.
Goodbye.
Did we say what race he was?
He is a full elf.
I'm picturing Gunther from Stardew Valley. Long hair.
The long hair and the cowboy hat.
Yeah, and like the I'm like I want.
I'm
colored
picturing
glasses.
kind of like a Bombadil kind of character.
I'm picturing Goofy.
Tom Bombadil.
Me too.
Goofy in
Kermit the Frog.
A Goofy
Mixture
movie.
together.
So
no, there was something that Goofy was in where he was like, maybe it was in Fantasia or something where he was dressed up like royalty. That's what I'm picturing.
So he's on his way to Lestrade. You guys are on your way to the city of Riverwatch, and that's where we're going to end this episode. Special thanks to Mark Thwaitis. I know I'm not Junior. I know I'm not saying the last name correctly.
Mark.
But,
Thanks, Mark.
Mark, thank you so much, man, for the inspiration of that character. Markle Sparkle comes from him.
Ah.
I loved it.
Appreciate that guy for doing that, for giving me that idea. So, really fun character. I'm sure we will encounter Markle Sparkle
I sure
again
hope
at some
so.
point in the future.
Greatest songs in Altera.
Maybe he'll have broken out of his limerick phase by then.
It's a good season for him. You know, the limerick season is a good season for any artist.
I hope he keeps the peaches.
Yeah.
Keep the peach alive.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us 5 stars on iTunes. It helps us kind of with our placement on iTunes, helps other people see the show so they can find us. You can also check us out on social media at either Facebook or Twitter at The Titan Pod. And you can, if you'd like to become more involved with the show and get to know the cast a little bit better and interact with us outside the show on our Discord, you can become a patron, and actually by supporting us at patreon.com/The Titan Pod. There's tons of awesome rewards there. We got post shows, which we're going to record this episode's post show right after we're done recording the episode now, which is just 15 minutes of us kind of just hanging out and talking after the episode's done. And we got some interesting things to talk about, let me tell you. And so
Whatever you do, you mean, Josh.
all that stuff is available for all of our patrons at the $5 level, so you can access to that. And then our weekly retrospective where we talk about the episode that came out that week. So anyway,
The Altera Autopsy.
the Altera Autopsy, yeah. So would love to see you guys there, to join you. I know we'd all love to interact with you and say hi to you on the Discord, so you're welcome to join that. You can be a part of the Discord for as little as $2 a month. Anyway, all that said, for the Titans of Altera, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Dolphin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
Thanks, everybody.